My 28M girlfriend, 27F, may be making the biggest mistake. We have been dating for 4 great years and we generally support each other. We have moved in together 2 years ago and both of us have taken good jobs. We plan to marry during the summer and try for a kid afterwards. However, 3 days ago, my girlfriend decided to quit her job in order to become an Instagram model. Before you all accuse me, no, I'm not worried about her cheating. My biggest concern is that she quit a decent paying job just to pursue this Instagram dream. She's even talking about being the next Kim Kardashian, in which she has her own empire. While I have no problem with her trying for her dream, her quitting her job is forcing me to pay all of the house costs. I begged her to at least get her job back and still do this, but she is adamant that I pay everything for her. She even wants me to buy her expensive makeup and dresses. I don't have the time or money, but when I told her my concerns, she screamed at me that I'm controlling her future. How do I calm her down and convince her maybe she can be both an Instagram model without quitting her job? She isn't making money from her Instagram stuff yet? Then yeah, she should still be working. She can post her nonsense to Instagram when she isn't working. And if she ever starts actually making money, then quit her job. She's not making a mistake. She thinks it's okay to use you and put all the financial burden on you. Is it worth it? In order to convince her, you would have to stop paying for her. Ask her how she would react if you quit your job right now and want to be an Instagram model as well, and that you can do it together. Actual advice. Just say no when it comes to buying her expensive makeup and dresses. Stick to no. If she says you're controlling her future, tell her that you can't afford it and she is in control of her own future. And while you are willing to support her, you need her support too. She sounds irresponsible and high maintenance. She should at least work to pay her share. She wants to be like Kim Kardashian. She's 27, should have leaked her sex tape years ago. Lol, she's dumb as fuck. She's supposed to wait until after y'all get married to pull this shit. Seriously though, there's a reason she's doing this now. It makes no sense. She's either sabotaging the relationship to get out of marrying you, or she's showing her true colors and you have a decision to make. Fortunately for you, it's happening now. If she's dead set in this, she's not going to want to try for a baby anytime soon either. This might not be the one for you. Nobody quits their job and gets big on social media right away. Every big YouTuber and influencer started it out as a side gig, and then once they started getting advertisers they were able to quit their day jobs. These influencers are getting all this makeup and clothing from their sponsors, not from their boyfriends. But I think your biggest issue is dating someone who is still idolizing Kim K in 2022. You can start by saying you refuse to cover her costs for her endeavor, her share of household expenses, and that rent's still due on the 1st. I'm not sure why you'd be dating someone who loves the Kardashians, but this really doesn't seem like it'll end well for her, and if you stick around it's gonna end poorly for two, my dude. Get the fuck out of there. Mom sent baby items to my house after miscarriage. My mother, who I haven't talked to in over a year, sent a stroller, a car seat and baby crib bedsheet set anonymously to my house. She was not invited to the wedding that we had this past spring due to reasons involving her husband. I do not talk to anyone in my family, and no one other than my psych who prescribes my ADHD meds knows that my husband and I are even trying to have a child. I had gotten a plus pregnancy test. Unfortunately, I miscarried this week. Again, my husband and I have not told a single soul about any of this information. My husband and I are pretty private people, and even when we do get pregnant we don't plan on telling anyone about the pregnancy until we're about 7 months along. Today I randomly get a baby stroller, a car seat and a baby bedsheet set sent to my house. There was no card and I had to call Amazon to find out who the sender was. My mother also goes to the same psychiatrist as I do, interestingly enough. My husband and I, needless to say, were pretty sad all week about my miscarriage, and then boom. Randomly get baby items sent to us. It just felt like a slap in the face. I'm not going to contact my mother about this, but I am a bit concerned because the only possible way my mom could have even known that I was trying to conceive would be through my psychiatrist. Advice? I would immediately change who your psychiatrist is. Is it possible there is someone else in the psychiatrist's office that is giving your mom information? A receptionist or an assistant? If your mom has been going for some time, maybe she has made some connections. I would not feel comfortable going to the same psychiatrist as my mother that I have zero contact with. It's a little odd. I find it too coincidental that you tell your psychiatrist you're trying to get pregnant, then the surprise gift appears. Immediately confront your therapist about this. This is a HIPAA violation. Then find a new therapist ASAP. It's possible that your mum was hinting you should have a child, not that she actually knew. I'd ask your psychologist before you decide to change, just in case she gives you an answer that you're comfortable with. Very possible that your mother knows you're married and expects the next step to be babies. I've known people to send gifts for children who have not yet been conceived. Always seems crass to me. I'm very sorry for your loss, that must have been rotten to see the gifts. Hoping your luck changes. Also, you can return all of this to Amazon. Is the psychiatrist aware that you don't talk to your mother? It may have been an accidental thing on the psychiatrist's part. Congratulating your mum on being a grandmother. I think there's a lot of details missing here. I'd probably mention it to the psych, as it was probably a genuine accident. I'd try to be polite and understanding about it. Also, I'm not sure how long it takes Amazon to deliver to you, but it can take over a month here, so maybe it happened a while ago? It's also good that your mum seems to have just been trying to help. It just seemed like super unfortunate timing on the delivery part. Sorry this has happened to you. It must be a very rough time. Tonight my partner shouted at me that I have let myself go. I'm 60F, been with partner 61M for almost 10 years. We are not married. Both have grown-up children. Today, as part of an ongoing argument about, I am too soft on my 20-year son, who lives with us, my house, I pay all bills, he then started to shout at me that I have let myself go. To accentuate the point, they shoved a photo taken 10 years ago under my face. I weighed about 40 pounds less and was dolled up for a party. At first I felt hurt, he might have a point, but just because it's true, is it okay to say that? Then I felt angry and aggrieved. Help me out here, folks. Something tells me this guy has really shitty toenails. First off, he's a dick. Second, how is he looking? Most men at 61 don't look like their 40-year selves either. If you were to boot him, what kind of life would he have without you in your house and you paying all of the bills? Bring that up and see if he changes his tune. Edit. Or better yet, consider that and see if you still want him around. I, 59 female, just ended a relationship with my 56 male boyfriend of 6.5 years. He wasn't as brutal, but he did say, "You're not the same person as when we met." I had to really think about it for a while. He was right. I was in a toxic relationship and was not taking care of myself like I used to do. I ended it the following week. I'm down 12 pounds and I'm getting my life back. He was an asshole and I was in deep denial about that fact. We can all argue, say things we don't mean, but to go and get an old photo out to prove that you have let yourself go? Not nice. He would be gone, and if you pay all the bills, that is your decision. Also, your son is just 20. It's extremely expensive at the moment to stand on your own 2 feet at that age. But I would not stand for the nastiness at all. You are worth more X. Telling him to leave will shed you some pounds straight away. Not okay. Fuck that guy. Seems like he's mad about one thing then dragging in another topic. That's not fair. If he's known your son since he was 10 and has opinions, I can imagine they may be valid. It's tough being around someone else's kids that are spoiled. But you say you pay all the bills, so sounds like this guy is spoiled too. And then pointing to your weight is a douche move. Is he usually like this? Because to me, he sounds like a user and abuser, and I'd throw the whole man out. That's very insensitive and rude of him. It's not okay of him to say that. I'm a little confused here. I feel like some context have been left out. It sounds very random. Leave this asshole for a hot 65-year-old art teacher, woman. He doesn't do it for me, but apparently I do it for him. So I blow my partner's mind. But he doesn't blow mine in the bedroom. I've asked for more. And I've given pointers. But what really gets me is that he doesn't seem super into getting me off. It's really a mood kill. Like he does all the actions, but he doesn't seem like he wants to devour me. Anyways, my mind is drifting to other partners. I can't cheat. I never have and never will. Part of me thinks leaving over this will be something I regret. But part of me feels like I might be giving up an amazing sex life by staying with him. And that realization makes me depressed where I am. Anyone else been here, and what did you end up doing? Either you teach him or you leave him. If teaching doesn't seem worth it or possible, you leave. Sexual compatibility is just as important as every other type. That's okay. Building the resentment is going to ruin the relationship anyways further down the line. My ex only ever cared about himself, and that included forcing me when I didn't want sex. Never wanted to introduce anything to make it more enjoyable for me. My new partner legit got me a 200 voucher for the sex shop so I could pick out what I like so he could make me into a puddle every time. My fella cannot get off if I don't and gets his pleasure from me getting pleasure and vice versa. I have been there. I moved on. Sorry babe. Just leave like nothing is going to change with this dude. It's better just to leave and forget him. Don't cheat. Just break up and find a more loving, giving partner. People are all different, and you're just not compatible with this guy. Except in the he's a taker and you're a giver way. Haha, you need a giver, taker balanced guy for a good match. You're giving up an amazing sex life by staying with this guy. I'm going through the same thing. He gets a little upset that I can't get off, yet doesn't act like he's that into it anymore. He'll try for like a minute and then he's like, why can't you come? It just makes it worse because every time he does it, I feel pressured to come fast, which makes it harder for me. Vicious cycle. I'm a guy, and I wouldn't stay. Sex won't be utterly mind-blowing every single damn time, but it's never crazy good? This is the rest of your life you're talking about. He doesn't care if you get off. That's crazy, and strange because there's usually male pride wrapped up in how much we can please a woman. If I'm honest with you, the only times I don't care if I please a woman is if I'm in a dying relationship or if a girlfriend has dramatically changed in appearance and I'm no longer attracted to her.